Alright sailors, it's Jimmy and welcome to What the Food. This is a new series that I'm going to be talking about food and where it comes from and what it is and all about food. So for this first episode, I'm going to answer all of your questions. So let's get started. First question comes from the Frugal Chef, and she says, what is your favorite ingredient, Jimmy, and why? It's definitely seafood. I love seafood. I love anything seafood, as I have mentioned, and as you've probably noticed from my recipes. But my absolute favorite ingredient, it's definitely ahi tuna. It is amazing, and there's a ton of things you can do with it. I love it. Next question comes from Sim Memories, and she says, would you ever consider doing a collaboration with other cooking YouTubers if given the chance? Absolutely yes. I would love to do some collaboration with other cooking channels here on YouTube, and in fact, I am planning a few for the near future. She also asks, which chefs would be your dream to cook with? Top 3. Gordon Ramsay. He's probably my favorite, biggest idol ever. That sentence made no sense. I don't care. I also would love to cook with Jamie Oliver. He is also an inspiration. Last person would be Joe Bastianich. Joe Bastianich is an amazing Italian chef. He's basically this classy man who knows everything about food. So what's there not to love about them? Freddy's son on Twitter asks, in your opinion, what is the best food you've ever made so far? I don't know. I mean, I love food. You can't just pick food. It's like asking to pick But one of the desserts that I enjoy cooking the most is basically something called halawat al-jibn. And if you follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, you've probably seen a lot of pictures of it because I make it pretty much every month. And I am obsessed with it because it's so delicious and it takes a lot of time to make, but it's so much worth it because it's really good. Tastemade, my network, asked, what inspired you to start cooking? Long story short, I was home alone, so I, felt like having something sweet. I didn't want chocolate or anything that's, store-bought. I wanted to create something. I was 8 at the time. So, what happened was, I found an old cookbook, and I made baklava. I know, 8-year-old, 3 in the morning, making baklava alone, at home. But what inspired me to start cooking is that I've seen that I love it. I love to do it. And I do it with such passion that I wanted to do more and more. Joey asks, what was the first cooking experience and who taught you how to cook? Most of the things that I learned to cook are from YouTubers, which blows my mind when I think about it because, I mean, it's the internet and I learned how to cook wonderfully from the internet. I have a very, very large knowledge in terms of culinary, and I am very proud of that. BabyCake14 on Twitter asks, if there was a catering emergency, what dish would you bring and why? I don't like working in like big, huge amount, like working in a hotel or catering. I like to work in a restaurant where you get to focus on like one dish at a time and perfect it. I just don't like to make food that's not perfect. Arthur asks, what do you think is the easiest dish to make? Which one has been your favorite to put together out of some you have done? Okay, so the easiest dish to make is any pasta dish because most pasta dishes come together in like 10 minutes and it's great, it's quick, it's easy, and it's foolproof. You can't screw it up. But my favorite dish to put together, I think I might have to go back to halawat. Andrew asks, may I come and taste the food each time you make something? Sure, why not? Verika asks, what are your favorite types of foods to make? I love everything. I love to make lots of types of foods. I'd love to make more Middle Eastern recipes on the channel, and that's definitely something to come in the future. I love Italian so much, and I love French so much, and I can't pick. This is hard. David asks, what is the most exotic dish you have ever made or wanted to make? If you're talking about dessert, once I made a watermelon and mango cheesecake. It was the most heavenly thing on the planet, and I made a plum compote to go with it, and it was so good. I almost ate the whole thing by myself. Jake asks, what is your experience in the culinary field? Why are you a pescetarian? And what are your life goals within the industry? Up until last year, my experience was very limited to my home, and then I got into culinary school, and I started working at a hotel. And from time to time, I work at my favorite gourmet restaurant, which is one of the top restaurants in Israel. And I love it so much. And I'm so lucky that I got the chance to actually do that. Why am I pescatarian? A very interesting question. I mean, since I was a kid, I never really liked meat. I was always in love with fish and seafood, but I just didn't like the flavor of meat. My life goals within the industry would be to actually make a big cooking show or open a culinary school someday, because I love to teach people. I love sharing with people, and food is a mutual language that everybody understands. Russia asks, Jimmy, my friend, my love, hope this turns such a success, and my question to you is that, may I taste one of your chocolate cakes or one of your pasta dishes? Absolutely yes. You're invited whenever you want. Black Essence asks, it seems to be instinctive, but for a beginner, what is the best way to know when something is actually cooked or tastes the way the person desires something that they cook to taste? You gotta train your palate. Just like you go to the gym, just like you work out, you gotta practice, you gotta eat. And the more flavors you eat, and the more often you eat of those flavors, your palate really becomes familiar with those things. And when building your own flavors, you will know what you want food to taste like. So whenever you taste it and your palate is strong, you know that's that. Mira asks, Habib Albi, hope one day you'll become that famous chef that everyone wants to eat from his delicious food. And my question is, when you go out to a restaurant, what do you look for to eat? Or what is your favorite food to eat? Now let's talk about your favorite meal you cooked. Who was it for and what was it? May you teach me that secret magic you use in every meal you make? Well, thank you very much, Mira. I love you too. When I go to a restaurant, I look over the menu. I literally study the menu for like 15 minutes. To answer your first question, I take the most exotic, most weird thing that I have never tasted. I like to taste new things. Now, my favorite meal that I have cooked, as I've told you, I think it was Untitled Chapter, because I just can't get over it. I'm obsessed with it, and I cooked it for my best friends, and they have loved it. Okay, now about the secret magic that makes my food good is love and dedication and passion. And the last question comes from Matt, and he asks, what inspired you to create a food-related channel? How long have you been interested in cooking? I have been interested in cooking for about 10 years. I've been cooking since I was 8, but what inspired me to create PescaFoodie is that I wanted to give back. You guys, the internet, all the people that inspired me, and all the people that cheered me up and told me that, you know, I can cook, made me feel like I need to share it with the world. The real winner and the real good person is the one who shares his passion with the world. Well, that was all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to ask any questions for the next installment of What the Food or WTF, you can leave it in the comments down below, or ask it on my Twitter with the hashtag AskPescaFoodie, or you can go to my Facebook page and ask it there. All the links will be in the description down below. On the next installment, we are going to be talking about something of your choice. So leave your suggestions in the comments down below. That was a tongue twister. And let me know what you guys want to know more about, and I will definitely talk about it. Don't forget to leave your questions, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos like this and recipes, and I'll see you sailors on the next cruise. I almost ate the whole thing by myself. Ah, that's what you said.